Hello again. I can't believe it's November already. Anyway, that means that I have another month of box reviews to share with you. And this time, it's going to be the Bokksu Cha Cha Tea Time. Now, I'm very sad that nobody sponsored this box because I really enjoyed it. But last weekend, I went on a little vacation with my friend for their birthday, and we went to a casino and I won $700. So I think I can afford to sponsor the box this time. I also want to say, you may have noticed that I have been uploading some other videos to this channel. I've started doing tours of my Genshin Impact teapots. So if you like Genshin, if you play Genshin, if you're just interested in video game housing design, maybe check out those videos. I've been having fun making them and I've got a lot more coming, so check them out if you want. Now I gotta admit something. I already did this box review. And then my camera ate the video. So everything in here is open. I've eaten it already. Usually I eat some beforehand, but not all. This time I've tried it all. So unfortunately I'm not going in quite as fresh as I normally do, but I'm still gonna do my best to walk you through this delightful Bokksu experience. So as I said, Cha Cha Tea Time is the theme. The first thing we have is wasabi flavored pistachio snacks, which, if you've been watching this channel, you know how much I despise wasabi. There were 2 packages of these, and I will definitely be giving those to my friend who likes wasabi. This one, in the previous iteration of the video, I put it in my mouth and immediately spit it out because it was super hot and my eyes started watering and it tasted really bad. So, 0 out of 10. And now I don't have to let you guys see my embarrassing, like, trying to spit the flavor off my tongue and wiping the tears from my eyes, because it was a really bad experience. This I'm very sad about because I ate it. The package is nothing. It was just a clear package. It was just a little square. I will show you the picture if I can. It was just a little kind of clear square in a little clear wrapper. And that was the Kohakuka Uragoshi Kanten guava. I love guava, and it was actually really good jelly. It's really hard, so I think maybe they make it with agar instead of gelatin, because it's very, like, it was a solid gelatinous cube. But it tastes a lot like guava, and I love guava. I used to buy guava juice. I haven't had it in a while, but I used to buy it because I really enjoy it, and it tastes like guava juice, so it had a nice guava flavor, and while the texture was a little tough for a gummy type thing, it was still delicious. Next we have Doi Sobe Okoshi Matcha. Now this I did eat one before, and then I just didn't eat this one for the video, so it's in here somewhere. So it's kind of like a Rice Krispie square, but I don't know what it's stuck together with. It's not marshmallow. But it doesn't seem to have anything else in it. Like, other ones of these have had, like, other seeds or nuts or stuff in it. This appears to just be puffed rice, and it's matcha flavored, and it's very tasty. So, yeah, just like a tiny little matcha Rice Krispie square. Very good. Next we have, yes, the lovely Star of Niigata Amakara rice crackers. I sang the praises of these in the video that did not record properly. And I actually don't even know now if I have one that's left. Oh, I do. I ate these way too fast. So, they're a rice cracker. They're soft and fluffy, light, and they are shaped like a star. They remind me of, my friend taught me how to take those, like, paper strips. You can actually use the ones, like, off the side of really old printer paper. That will kind of date me there a little bit. Or you can buy, like, fancy paper that's made in strips, and you fold it a certain way, and then you pinch it into a star, and then it becomes a little bit round, like this. So they remind me of those paper stars, and they taste like the sweet soy sauce on dango. They are flavored with soy sauce and sugar, And I was saying how I used to go to this little Japanese market when I used to go downtown to buy fabric for my cosplays. There was a little Japanese market there, and sometimes they had dango, and I used to buy it because I am addicted to that sweet soy sauce stuff that they put on them, and I'm too lazy to make it. And these taste just like that on a crunchy little rice cracker. So I enjoyed those immensely. Next is the chestnut waffle cookie, which is one of those waffle cookies. We've seen them before in previous boxes. They look like two big ruffled chips stuck together with some cream in the middle. And here it is. The cream is very white, and the chestnut flavor was actually very mild. So it was a bit of a surprise for me. It doesn't even really smell too chestnutty. I mean, it's clearly not just like cream or vanilla, but it's a very, very mild chestnut flavor in that. These things are great also. I don't know why they're called scone, because they're definitely not a scone. Toberigu spice curry flavor. So they are rice crackers, I think. Oh, no, they're a corn snack. I lied. They are like, they have the texture of like a crunchy cheesy, but they are curry flavored. And they're a little bit more leaning towards like an Indian curry than a Japanese curry. Japanese curry, in my experience, tends to be a little bit sweeter and it's not so hot. These are actually really spicy. I can smell how spicy these are, and they're delicious, but I can't eat too many at a time. That's why there's still so many left, because they will definitely make my face water because I am a spice wimp. But they're very good. Like, the flavor is incredible and pretty complex. But also, the heat factor is a little more than I can handle for long periods of time. These I really enjoyed also. Alfort Mini Chocolate Chestnuts. So, these have a cookie. And then there's like chocolate on top of the cookie. And it's flavored like chestnut, and they are the opposite of that waffle. They are a chestnut kick in the face. They smell like chestnut. They taste incredibly like chestnut. You can see the cookie is tiny, and then the chocolate is even bigger than the cookie. And there's a little ship on there, which is kind of hard to see, but they're cute as well. And these are so good. I cannot wait to eat the rest of those. As someone who wasn't a big fan of chestnut for a long time, those are great. I've come around on it. I made macarons last year for a friend. I made them based on that Mont Blanc dessert that's like chestnuts and cream and whatever. And I had to roast the chestnuts and peel the chestnuts and puree the chestnuts and make them into the filling. And after that, when I tasted it, I was like, okay, I like chestnuts. It was a lot of work, though. Next is a honey castella cake. Now, I was really excited for this because I was hoping it would taste a lot like honey. I was a little bit disappointed in that regard. It also may have fallen out of the package because, like I said, I opened all of these in the last attempt at making this video. And now I don't even see it. Oh, here, yeah. So the cake is really nice and soft. The texture is great, but it didn't taste a whole lot like honey to me. I can taste it a little bit, but not like overwhelmingly so. I'm a fan of honey. I have a friend who lives in Florida, and he sends me this really awesome honey that's made from like specific flowers. So there'll be citrus, lychee, Jamaican dogwood, wildflower, and they all taste different. I can taste the difference in all of them. And to me, that's very exciting. So I was hoping this would have more of a pure honey flavor. But it's mild and it's a little bit lost in the cake. The texture is exceptional, though. Oh, this is also gone. I have the package, and at least it had something on it. Or it should have the package. So this was a kurumi walnut mochi. It was a little square mochi that is walnut flavored. And it actually had tiny little walnut bits in it, and I was saying normally I don't like walnut, because normally to me walnut is just a bitter lump of something ruining my cake. Because they often put it in stuff like cake and brownies, and I find walnuts to be very bitter, and then they just put bitterness into my sweets, and I don't like that. But this was a mild walnut flavor, it wasn't terribly bitter, the mochi was nice and soft, and it did have tiny, tiny bits of walnut in it, but not big enough to be bitter and offensive and hard in the middle of a squishy thing. So I actually enjoyed that more than I thought I would. This thing was a nice surprise also. Tyrolean cream roll cookie, vanilla. So it's based on an Austrian recipe apparently. And there's, on the wrapper, there's these little, I guess, stereotypically German, Austrian people. And now the roll itself, like the cookie, it tastes like a sugar cone, kind of. And the cream, I thought it was going to be like a really sweet buttercream kind of thing, but it's actually not overly sweet, and it's more like whipped cream than buttercream. So this thing, while I hesitate to call a cookie refreshing, it's probably the closest thing. And probably the best way I can describe that. So it is really good. If you like not overly sweet things, that may be for you. Now the next thing, Kyoto Matcha Waffle Sandwich, was indescribable. And I'm gonna have to attempt to do it again. I don't think I need to eat more, because I don't think that will help me. But anyway, here's the package, and here's the rest of the cookie. Now, when I was looking at it at first, I looked at it from the side, and I thought that maybe the bottom waffle was green, but it's not. So the thing with this is that the filling is made of white chocolate matcha ganache. So basically, they've taken white chocolate, melted it, stirred in matcha powder, and then, like, put it on the waffle and let it set. Now, if you are familiar with both white chocolate and matcha, you will know that white chocolate is very sweet and matcha is very not sweet. It's pretty bitter. Matcha powder is pretty bitter. This thing has managed to combine those in such a way that you get what I can only describe as the most neutral matcha flavor I have ever tried in my life. It's not sweet. It's not bitter. It has a lot of flavor, but it's somehow perfectly balanced so that it tastes like if you just took the bitterness out of matcha but didn't add any sweetness either. The balance of the flavors actually kind of blows my mind a little bit. And I found it hard to describe last time, and I'm still struggling with it a little this time. But that's the best I can do, so you'll just have to accept it. Definitely an experience. Now, there's plenty of these left. Nanko ume plum gummies. So, when I think of ume, I tend to think of like a salted plum, but I actually think that the word ume just means plum. And these taste like fresh plum. They're these, we've had this style of gummy before, where it has like a little bit of jelly in the middle that's softer. It's not quite liquid, but it's softer. And these taste like a fresh plum in that they are very, like, they have that tartness that fruit has. So they're not like super sweet candy. They're actually more like a real fruit gummy thing. So they taste like a plum, and I like plums, so that's good for me. These I enjoyed a lot as well. The uru rice chips, corn. I still don't know this word. Potage or pottage? Apparently it's based on a Japanese corn soup, which I've never had. But to me, they taste kind of like creamed corn, which I know some people don't like that, but I do. What you don't like about creamed corn is the texture, then oh, these are for you, because this rice cracker is light and fluffy, and it's kind of like a shrimp chip or like a prawn cracker in texture, and it just tastes very much like corn to me, like creamed corn. So I enjoyed these a lot. Next is Zeppin Caramel Almond Okaki. So these are fried rice crackers. And when I first saw them, I thought that maybe they were going to have like almonds in them, but no, they just have almond slivers in them, which is better than having a whole nut in there as far as I'm concerned. Um, the outside is very, it has a very good like burnt sugar caramel taste, so I enjoyed that. But they are a little bit thick, and the inside doesn't have a whole lot of flavor. So I actually had broken one in half and eaten one, and it might be better to just eat them all at once, I guess. They're not bad though. They're better than what I expected. And then, just for me, there's a a black sesame roll cake. And this is a nice soft roll cake, and while roll cakes usually have some kind of jelly in them, this has a black sesame paste. And there's a lot of it in the middle there. It's a really soft cake. The black sesame is excellent. I enjoyed this a lot. And then the last thing in this box was very surprising to me. When I saw that it was a tea time flavored box, I thought that the tea would be a little more of a traditional tea. This is not traditional at all. This is a hojicha tea latte, which I feel like latte sometimes means that there is coffee in it. There's no coffee in this, I don't think. It's just a powdered roasted matcha that you put in milk. Yeah, that's pretty good. Normally I don't finish the tea, I'll be honest. I try to taste it as purely as possible, which means I don't add sugar even though I have a massive sweet tooth. And sometimes even the hojicha that I like the roasted taste of is too bitter for me. This is not bitter. It's not sweet, but it's not too bitter. It's pretty refreshing, and I definitely will finish this one. So that's it for the box. I will now talk about my favorite things, my least favorite things. Least favorite is a no-brainer. It's that horrible pistachio wasabi nightmare. It's really bad. I know my friend will love it, but I hate it. That's just personal taste. If you like wasabi, it's probably going to be great. So yeah, I'm just gonna straight up say I hate that. That's the only thing that I hate, though. I mean, I was a little disappointed in the honey cake not tasting more like honey. And that waffle cookie chestnut thing could have tasted more like chestnut. But I don't hate anything else. Now, as for my favorites, I normally do a sweet and a savory. And this time, I'm going to do 3. And you'll find out why. So anyway, for savory, although it is too hot for me, I'm just going to have to go with these things. Because while I like the corn-flavored rice crackers, these things taste amazing even if they make my face water. So I will be eating these very, very slowly, but enjoying them nevertheless. In terms of the sweet thing, I'm just going to be stereotypical me and go with the black sesame roll cake. A lot of the stuff in here was really awesome, but I have a weakness for black sesame. I guess probably the runner-up is going to be this thing, because it does have a really strong flavor. The cookie is nice. The chocolate's nice. Everything about this is great. I just really like black sesame. And my third favorite thing that I have to give a shout out to is the Star of Niigata. So cute, so delicious. It's sweet and salty. Normally I would put a rice cracker in the salty category, but because of the sweet soy sauce flavor, I have to put it also into the sweet category, because it is definitely leaning more on the sweet side than the salty side. But I like both at once, and that does both at once really, really well. So I definitely have to give a shout out to these. I wish I could get more. These were maybe even my favorite snack in the entire box. So shout out to the beautiful Star of Niigata. That is it for this video. I hope I don't have to do it again. I don't know what's wrong with my camera. If you would like to sponsor the Bokksu, or not the Bokksu, the Sakura Co. This was the Bokksu. That's over. I have a Tokyo treat coming, but that was a gift, so that is technically sponsored. The Sakura Co. is still waiting for a sponsor. If you have a specific outfit you want me to wear, YouTube appropriate, of course, uh, hairstyle you like, a character that I cosplay that you would like to see me review the box as, you can go ahead and sponsor that box. I'll put my wish list in the description. I can talk. And if you sponsor it, let me know your request. I will consider anything reasonable. And that is it for this box review. I have 2 more coming this month, so I will see you then.